What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another episode of Let's Talk. So, let's talk. Now, the topic of discussion for today is winter. Now, as we all know, well, most of us know, well, we all know winter's going to come, but most of us are starting to, if not already have, um, been experiencing winter. And it may not be like, like out of blue, you yesterday morning woke up to, nice sunny skies, birds chirping. Then the next morning it was a snowy, miserable hell. But it just happens. Sometimes it's kind of like that. I'm talking about this because I'm looking up methods on how to make your gloves warmer, and I haven't really found much. Yeah, we know, you know, wearing not wearing, but using hand warmers is fairly obvious. Um, to be honest with you guys, I'm actually very lucky. The Dollarama that I go to actually sells hand warmers. Very good. And I think I know they're $1 each, and you get two. And they actually saved my hands, not my ass, saved my hands many, many times this past winter because I would go wait for the bus to go to co-op, get to home, go to school, whatever, wherever, um, and wherever I was doing, and I'd be wearing my gloves, and I spent, guys, $60 on gloves, and to be honest with you guys, they're diesel black. So I'm gonna see if I can pull up a picture of them to see if you guys an idea. Now I know they're fall gloves. That's one of the only reasons. Why the hell is there so huge? Sorry, guys. I don't know if I'll find it because these are a little bit tricky to find. I haven't seen them very much. I've never seen somebody else wearing the same type of gloves in terms of like the exact same style. Um, no, I lied. I didn't pay them $60. I paid them $30, and they retailed for I think 60 or $80. They're not cheap. Now I got them from Valley Village for I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was $30. I don't know why I said 60. I know why I said 60. I'm not sure why I said I paid 60. Um, I'm not seeing them, but basically before I, you know, screw up the whole video, um, a couple things that I've done, and I'm gonna be straightforward with you guys. We know we don't want to have to spend $1 trillion every winter. You know what I mean? Like we want to have something that's gonna last. In terms of a coat, the only reason why I'm going to get a new coat, or why I should, is because the coat that I currently have doesn't have a hood. The hood that I had with it was one of those ones that was meant for like a rainy day. It was very thin, and I never really used it. Plus, it didn't fit my head properly. I have a very, this is gonna sound dumb, but stupidly shaped head, if that makes sense, where it doesn't fit most hoods. So, that goes for hoodie jackets, coats, unless it's like a coat that has a, sewed on or whatever hood. One that's not some detachable coats. Hoods on the coats are okay, but oh, it's a nice watch. Ooh, I like it. I really like this watch. I'm saving it. Sorry, guys, but yeah, I know it's really random. I apologize, but it's a matter of being realistic because when we go to buy things, we don't want to buy something now and then like 20, 30 days later we have to buy something same thing, but another pair or another whatever. Like it's kind of like you buy a pair of shoes and then like, the next day or like a week or a month later, or a year later, you got to buy another pair. It's one thing, if you want to buy another pair for style or whatever. If you don't have to, though, for me, why? Why should you? You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to things like winter clothing, it's so, so, so unbearable to have to buy another set, pair, or whatever of that item. Like it's just, I find it to be very nerve wracking. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that's something that really actually bothers me. And it's for most people, I'm sure you guys will understand why, because it's like you're buying something. It's a nice watch too. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at the. Oh god, I wish I had this watch right now. It's a beautiful freaking watch. Diesel for $101.01. 1 cent. List price was $240. It's 42% off, so it's now. Oh no, That's how much you save. My bad. It is now $130.99. Crazy. More than 52% sold. I kind of don't see exactly how, but that is a nice watch for $300. After the shipping and all that, I really do gotta say it's a nice watch. $10. Okay, no. So that's what two. So it's 267.50. So roughly just under 300. So whatever. But we're not here to talk about jewelry. I'll do that for another. Let's talk. But I'm looking up literally how to make gloves warmer, how to better insulate your feet, your boots. Because I don't have winter boots. I have Timberlands, but they're not winter boots. They don't have insulation, which most Timberland boots. I don't know if they. I'm pretty sure they do make winter boots, but if other than winter boots, obviously, winter boots are gonna have insulation because they're winter boots. These are more fall boots. These are not necessarily fall boots. I don't know. I would think of them as fall boots, but I wore them all this past winter, so I kind of have no choice but to wear these. But I was wearing them today to school, and it was very slippery. I'm not gonna lie. There was no snow. I don't know if it was like a little thin layer of ice, what it was, but it was super slippery on the sidewalks this morning. Coming home, it was all right. It was, it was nothing really, very, very minimal. But this morning, on the way to school, I must have slipped going down the little incline they have when you have to cross the street on the sidewalk in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The lovely, bloody Christ of a city, province, and country that I live in. I'm not, I take it back. I'm not hating on the country. It's just I find it really weird. I know they do that for accessibility to people who have a wheelchair or any sort of mobility assisting, whatever. I don't know exactly what to call it. Like kind of like a wheelchair or a walker or something like that. Something like that. But if it gets icy, that's the only thing that scares me. And I'm terrified of slipping because as a kid, I slipped this one time and I almost hit my head against a brick wall. And I literally, guys, I've been terrified of falling since then. Why did I go back a page? What the fuck? Why did I go back a page? And to be honest with you guys, I'm scared because it's just who wants to slip? Really, it's like nobody wakes up in the morning and says, "Well, I want to slip and fall and hit my head today." Not that I know of. You know what I mean? It's just like so so black. Let's see, black diesel gloves. I don't. Oh, here they are. Huh? Look at that. I switched the two words and boom, there they are. See if I can get a better picture because that one's not the best. If not, I'll just stick with it. But to be honest with you guys, it's not even that. It's just I like. For me, I also like winter because it's another way to kind of, you know, invert, so to speak, your fashion style. Because for me, I'm not a very fashionable person. I'm going to admit that straight up. But at the same time, I like to kind of, where I can, if I can, and, with what I have do, I'll try to make something happen in terms of functionality to make it look stylish. That's me. I'm not, like a fashion diva, style diva, whatever, to look like $1 million, $1 trillion that I don't have. But my point is, like, yeah, nobody wants to look like they're broke, regardless of what their financial state is. Nobody wants to look broke. But, I care about it a little bit more than maybe somebody else would. Some people care about it more than others. Um, I'm going to go fill my water bottle because I just finished it. Didn't realize it. I will be back. Dinner. Alrighty. So, as I was saying, I try to utilize what I have available for me. You know what I mean? Um, excuse me. I got a pair of hot paws for I think $20 at Valley Village, or I don't remember where I got them. Pretty sure it's Valley Village. Valley Village is like my second home. But in all seriousness, like I was saying earlier, nobody wants to spend an absurd amount of money, or even if it's not necessarily that they spend a lot of money on one product, but the money that they spend accumulates over having to buy multiple of the same product. Um, like if I buy one pair of gloves and those gloves aren't good, and then I buy another pair, then because unless you actually wear them, like if let's say the person's really nice and they allow me to wear them outside for like 10 minutes or, go outside, see, oh, they blocked the wind. Yeah, what to do? I'm going to buy them. After like 10, 20, 30 minutes, an hour and a half, however long you'll be standing in the wind or sorry, in the cold. Winter gloves are made to insulate your hands to keep them warm. Now, with mine, they don't do that because they're not meant to withstand the same amounts of temperature, pressure, whatever that winter gloves do. Now, that being said, even with my hot paws, which are very good quality, well, not really good quality, but decent quality winter gloves. If you like, they claim to do -20, which personally, I really don't see it. Like these diesel ones, I think said -30 or something like that. I'm gonna go back up to that one picture because I just want to see if there's any details on the gloves. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Um, and like I was saying, it's a very very. Oh, do they come in different color? Oh, no. Um, sad. I really do gotta say I love how sorry. I love how they look. I love the way they fit and everything. They just don't serve their purpose basically because I'm wearing them for the winter. You know what I mean? Like as of so far, I've been wearing a pair of mittens or a pair of like like work gloves. Obviously not like like thermal protection gloves, but like your pair of like you just like cotton like the stretchy ones, the cottony type ones. You can get it from the dollar store and put those as kind of like a second layer. Like those are kind of like mittens, and then you have like these ones, the diesel gloves over them. Or I do a pair of mittens, like really thin mittens from the dollar store, more the same thing. Inside these, now that kind of helps, but at the same time, that's not really doing that enough within these temperatures. So you can imagine when it gets to the major minus in temperature, like it gets to like -10 or lower, uh, kind of higher in a way. I don't know. The colder, once it reaches colder than -10, like -10 or colder, I don't think that these will actually hold up, even if I wear the mittens within them. So that being said, like considering the price that you would pay to buy them at retail, I think even for $30, I don't think that they're worth it. But then again, that's my opinion. And it's also a matter of like if you have a better threshold to cold weather. You know what I mean? I know friends in the past have said like, "You're crazy. How are your hands get that cold so quickly?" My hands get cold very, very quickly. So it's not necessarily me being unreasonable when I complain that my hands are cold. And I've had teachers complain like to my mom, like, "Why are your son's hands that cold? He's only walking up the street, literally, like from the bus stop to get to my school. I literally walk up one street and I'm done." So within those 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, 20 minutes, absolute tops. If I really, really, really want to like creep all the way up the hill or crawl. Obviously I don't crawl, but all seriousness, they're saying, which is understandable why. Like they're thinking, really, if that was me, I would think the same thing. Like, why are his hands getting that cold? Do you not have proper, gloves? Which it's not even that they're not proper gloves, because I can show them the gloves. They're gonna see, oh, yeah, they're like, okay, they're diesel, so they must be good. Which that's exactly what I thought. I was like, wow, boom, they're diesel, they're good quality, they're a good brand, yada yada yada, so they must be good. Whereas my stepdad, a couple years back, see, this is what I'm really pissed off about. I do not remember. Um, thing. I don't remember actually where I put them. I don't even remember the last time I wore them, when I got them, how old I was, whatever. But my stepdad, several years back, got me these really, really inexpensive uh, pair of Italian gloves. They're made, I believe, out of. I don't remember the exterior material, but they were probably the best gloves. I know they were like almost $200 from Italy. The best gloves I've ever worn. They were the only gloves I've ever worn that never actually had my hands feel cold. I didn't feel anything. They were waterproof, like the perfect gloves. And mainly, I knew this probably at this point would still fit me. I don't know for sure, but But my point is, I don't have them, so I can't even say. I don't know the company those was. If I knew, I would actually go and buy another pair or two. Another factor is again what you're gonna use them for. Like if you want them to look a little more formal, a little more classy looking, you want to wear them to work. If you're working in an office, suit and tie kind of job, like white collar or whatnot, that's something you want to also consider. Like, what are you going to use it for? You want it to keep its formality? Do you want it to look a little more casual? Do you want it to look like? Do you even care about current formality? Do you even care about the way it looks generally to the public? Because at the end of the day, once you hit work, unless you're working outdoors, which at that point you'll probably be wearing those or maybe pair of like work gloves. But you know, all that aside, let's just say you really do have to worry about how the style of gloves should be. Like for me, if you dress formal, there's no truly bad unless you're going to the dollar store in a suit and tie. That's different. But if I go to the dollar store with a dress shirt, that's a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like that's overdressing. But other than that, like if you're going to a grocery store, most places have a uniform, so that's great. So the one few places that don't kind of allow you to dress up a little bit. Like I know Winners when I did co-op there didn't have a general uniform. We had a dress code which is formal. So not formal necessarily, but we couldn't wear jeans. Nothing that was with an elastic to where it was track wear. No gym clothes basically. No jeans. Anything that looks presentable that you would wear business casual. So it had a business casual thing, but you can wear jeans. Everything else was suitable basically. So I know for a fact formality was key because I didn't want to go into Winners dressing with nice coat, whatever, yada yada yada, nice clothes, and then my gloves look like I'm 6 years old. I'm not wearing Spider-Man gloves by any means, but my point is the way they look at colors. Something as basic as the color of your gloves or colors, if it's more than one, obviously make a difference when it comes to the employer looking at what you're wearing because they want to see, well, does this kid or does this person, whoever they're, does he or she or whatever, doesn't make a difference, dress properly. Like here, I'm looking. There are a pair of gloves. These are rib knit gloves from Montclair. A pair of $235 gloves. To be honest with you guys, the only thing I can think of is that they have insulation on the inside. Because to get a pair of mittens, these are gloves, but mittens, like knit, like wool mitts, guys, we all know, fairly thin usually. So, yeah, what I mean. I think about these types of things because especially for my boots, like I was mentioning earlier, I don't have insulated boots, and I sure as hell don't want to spend another $100. I spent $80 on these. That really very very stupid of me because in a way I like it because I can wear these, even in the summer, spring, fall, whatever. Not summer, but spring, fall when it's a little bit windy or whatever. I can wear these to kind of go along with like a style. But with winter boots, you can't. You can, but you can't. You know what I mean? You can't. Some boots you can. Like if these have insulation, I can wear them. That's the only thing stopping me. Whereas the boots that I originally had were a pair of Cougar boots. They cost me, I think, $60. Pretty sure $60. Probably the cheapest boots you'll ever find that actually served a very good purpose, did a very good job. The reason why, and very stupid reason, I really truly regret it. Black boots, they actually fitted my uniform at school because I had to wear a pair of black footwear. You know, nothing colored, nothing other than black or dark gray. If you had like even dark brown, but my point, you get. Um, so obviously this is going to come at a bit of a clashing point because these are by no means black, and I'm not about to go and dye the boots black just because they are going to fit the dress code of my school. Mainly because I only have a few months left. My point, all that aside, I still wouldn't do it. Even if I just started, I still wouldn't do it. Considering again, that's not what they are meant to be like. They're meant to have that tanned nubuck leather finish. So, in my opinion, it's kind of a waste of time and money, especially. You're wasting all your money if you're going to dye your Timberlands black. I really don't know what the hell's going to go on. But in all seriousness, for me, I've mentioned in the past, I'm pretty sure, I am capable of wearing, which I've done in the past many times, um, wearing multiple layers of socks. One, if your boots aren't waterproof, which most of the time, if you're wearing winter boots, they're waterproof. If not, you go to the store. Most stores sell footwear, sell waterproofing spray. Um, I have a bottle here with me. Hopefully, it's in this drawer. It is. This is a 300 gram or 10.5 ounce bottle of all weather water and stain repellent. Now, this is probably the best repellent I've ever bought for my boots, shoes, and whatnot. I actually use it for my school bag as well. That's something not too many people think of, but I have a lot of notebooks and textbooks that are like papers, paperback books, sorry, on loose papers that are within those books and whatnot that I don't want getting wet. Regardless of what it is, even if it's in the binder, still, you don't want to get wet because there are three sides that are exposed in the binder, even if it's fully closed, whatever. Even though it's zipped, most bags, unless you have like a really good quality bag, leather, most times leather bags will not absorb water, or at least not enough that it'll damage your work. Another issue that happened to me actually last year was I had a water bottle in my bag. The one day I had to put it in my bag because I don't remember what I had in my bag. I'm pretty sure I had something in the bottle slot thing of my knapsack, and I put it inside my bag and it spilled. And ironically, this has an anti-spill lid, so you had to push a button, and before you could do that to drink, you actually had to lift a little cover thing like a flap that I was a click on, so it would try to prevent spills as much as possible. So it would seal that. On top of that, in order to get water to come out, you actually, unless it's open, obviously, you would have to push the button, and then you can drink if it was uncovered. Unfortunately, it spilled some way, somehow. It managed to get all my stuff wet. Thankfully, in my school, there is a washer and dryer for gym. Most schools, I'm pretty sure, have this. Um, I don't see how else I would wash the gym clothes. So I ended up asking one of the gym teachers if I could throw my bag in there to get dried because, I had my books in there, which the books will have to dry themselves like that. But, you know, I have a class, so I can't afford to wait a whole period or skip, just because my bag's wet or whatever. So I said, he said, yeah, that's fine, put it in the dryer, whatever. Thankfully I didn't get my clothes wet, my pants. I would look like I pooped myself from the front. Just kidding. It would have looked like I pooped myself. But nobody wants that, regardless of the case is. Nobody wants to, you know, nobody's planning to look like they shit themselves, or worse yet, actually shit themselves. So you know what I mean? It's just not something somebody has planned out for their life. Nobody has always a life goal. I plan to shit myself before I die. That's not nobody's bucket list. So you know what I mean? Like waterproofing spray is great, but for obvious reasons, you're not going to spray it inside your bag. One, once you zip it up, that smell is trapped and you're screwed. Your books, everything in your bag smells like waterproofing spray, and it's not waterproof. The one thing I would have really, really liked to see on my bag, which I have no other complaints other than this, is a water shield. I know Nike has their H2O Repel version of certain bags. I know gym bags, they've had this. I don't know if they still do. I'm pretty sure they do. If they sold stuff like that in the past, I know why not. I know shoes, in particular running shoes, basketball shoes, I'm pretty sure too, but basketball shoes are typically made of synthetic upper, synthetic materials in the upper, so it's not necessarily the same case with basketball shoes as it is runners, where runners typically they tend to be more stretchy and more, flexible, using more woven fabric and whatnot, as opposed to synthetic materials. Now, my shoes, I have the Nike Free Run 3 5.0s, use primarily synthetic material. Flywire, the swoosh is 3M reflective. Then you have also a little bit of woven fabric. Other than that, there's really, regardless what I said, there is no repellent material within the shoe to block any incoming water. So that being said, I'd have to either spray my shoe or be super careful not to get it in water in it. Um, I don't know. I really can't think. My boots, I really don't mind if they get wet. They're water. The only thing I would want is don't not want is salt. Mix in that water with slush and whatnot, and then they get dirty and stained. Because especially nubuck leather, because it's got a little bit of a nap to it. That nap absorbs a little bit more. There's more, consistency for it to absorb or whatever you want to call it. So it doesn't necessarily work out in my favor, um, which really sucks. But one of the biggest tips I can give you guys is if you're gonna wear boots that aren't insulated like I am this winter, unless I get another pair of boots that are winter boots, which is a little of an inconvenience because it's coming out of my pocket, but it'll benefit me in the winter and winters to come. Thankfully, I'm doing this now when I'm old enough that my feet are not going to grow like 20 inches in the next 2 years. So, just 20 centimeters, 20 inches, Jesus Christ, 20 centimeters in the next few years. So I'm good in terms of if I get a pair of boots this year, the size will not change drastically or really even at all. They shouldn't next year. And the one issue that I had with these Timberland boots is I got these a size, probably in a size and a half too big. I got these size 13 and I'm size 12. They had the size 12 there, but I was in a very long lineup and I really realized I should have went back to get the size 12. Although thinking back on it now, I probably should have. I waited in the line then. I would have to wait in the line again, but at least I get the right size. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up because I gotta head to bed. I'm absolutely zonked. I just want you guys to let me know though in the comment section or on Twitter hashtag winter is coming. That actually worked out perfectly. Um, what you guys do to increase the usage or longevity of your winter products. Mainly winter boots and gloves. If for me, another thing I like to do is wear layers. That's one of the biggest key factors. Like I said, with socks and my boots, gloves. I wear a t-shirt, a long sleeves, like a compression shirt, and whatnot, or like a long sleeves shirt, and my school uniform shirt over it, plus my coat. Now the only issue with that is I tend to sweat a lot, so deodorant doesn't always help. But it usually does, but it doesn't always help. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. You know what I mean? I personally, I'm not. I don't know exactly how to say it. When it comes to me, I'm okay with just really. Sure, I guess. I'm okay with. Oh my God, $753. Holy shit. Sorry. I'm okay with layering because one of the biggest things, like I just said, crucial in winter because I get very cold too quickly. So I'll wear a t-shirt, maybe two t-shirts, one t-shirt bigger than the other, and then I'll wear like a long sleeve shirt, my uniform shirt if I have to wear it go to school. With work, it's a little bit different. I don't have to wear the actual layer, but you know, I can wear it anyway. But I'm just saying. Um, and plus a sweater, and then my jacket, and my coat. which my torso usually isn't what gets super cold. It's either my feet or my hands or my neck or my head. But my forehead, um, what was it? Yesterday my forehead got really cold. Between my forehead and my face, I have no idea. Like, I don't want to walk to school, you know what I mean, with a fucking ski mask on because I don't want to look like I'm, able to do some stupid shit. But at the same time, I don't want to ruin my hair. That's the stupidest thing I know my mom's gonna ever criticize me about. Oh, you don't want to lose ruin your hair, but you want to be cool. Yeah, I don't. But presentability for me is very, very big because if I don't look presentable, being cold is gonna add on to that. So that's why. Anyways, guys, as you guys can see, I'm absolutely tired. So I'm gonna end it off right here. As I was saying earlier, hashtag on Twitter using hashtag winter is coming to let me know what you guys are gonna do to improve your winter wardrobe, basically, for this year. What advice would you give to a friend or whatever, somebody out there that's wondering on how to improve your clothing functionality? It's not like it's a phone that you can change features, you know what I mean? So when I say functionality, that's kind of what I think of. But I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. If you guys would like, what advice would you give to me or to anybody um, about how to improve, like how to stay warm during the winter? What have you used as a precaution, or what have you used in general to do so? So until next time, guys, rate, subscribe, and comment, thumbs up, like, and share. Peace.